All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, thank you for joining. Thank you for visiting. I am going to do a pick a card today, and I am not quite sure what the hell the topic is. Because before I do these pick a card readings, I meditate so what I think that I have a say in what these pick a card topics are going to be. And so I talk to spirit, or I come up with these ideas and I note them in my journal or in my phone or wherever, and then spirit's like, no ma'am. I think that I'm running this show, and then spirit steps in and for sure reminds me nah homie, this is my syllabus. So I don't know if that will ever change, but whatever, I'm happy to oblige, because whatever you guys need to hear, and if I can deliver that, I'm happy to help. The reason why I'm explaining that, though, is because I have no idea what to even tell you this topic is going to be. I can tell you what I was sensing before while I was pulling the cards. There were a lot of themes and feelings of control and surrender, control and surrender. And there's also, I'm getting kind of spacey because I'm kind of in the middle of channeling also. The energy that I was picking up on before I was doing this was very kind of all over the place, and it just reminds me of, it felt like an adjustment. And then not only that, but I also heard I felt a lot of frustration and anger and impatience and perfectionism that's coming through, which I've gotten before. Also the conflict of control and surrender, that was coming through. And then also I heard the pressure system, when the pressure starts to build up and then the valve kind of releases the pressure, and then you hear that whistling sound like in a teapot, for example, or whatever type of pressure system. I heard that as well. And so I don't know if that's overall, or if that is significant to the different themes of the piles. There was also, when I was shuffling one of my cards from my own deck that I made with the chakras, one that popped out was anger at the divine. And so I feel there were notes of that was coming through. So my point is, I'm not exactly sure what this reading may be about, but it may be a little bit. I just want to give you this heads up that it could be a little triggering. I feel like that word is so overused, so I don't even like to say that very much, but I feel like it could be a little bit triggering, because I think that this might be a reading where spirit is really calling some people out, and I'm a little bit nervous to do this reading, not because of the messages that are delivered or anything, but because I typically pick a pile throughout here, and I'm like, am I ready to hear this? And so that might be your energy, am I really ready to hear this? So if you feel like maybe you're not at a point in the day, or maybe you're not in an environment at the moment that you see this and you're ready to read it where you're not, that's cool. Step out, pause, come back, save it, whatever you choose to do. But I want to give you that warning ahead of time. Also, please disregard these ridiculous fingernails. It is what it is. So they're looking a little rank. What if I did the entire reading in an English accent? Would that be confusing or fun? I don't know. Let me know. I might try it. I'm not even sure I could stick through it the whole time. Anyways, all right, getting a little bit sidetracked. So, I also wanted to say that the overall theme maybe of this reading may have to do, the bottom of the deck energy is the Hangman. So I think it has to do with a perspective shift. Specifically moving from the I think that you are coming out of, or you are in and trying to come out of perspectives of I don't know, anger, victimhood, victim mentality. That's not to discredit any experience that you may have had where you may have been a victim in a situation. Anyways, so I don't know, we'll see how it is. But anyways, okay, so we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. The picture I will put up just shows these top cards. I picked those first, and then these other came out, and I may shuffle more, but we're just gonna see. Like I said, spirit is just going with it, and that's why I think that this is a message of control, releasing control, because for me this is like, I don't know, I was a little bit resistant to this layout and not knowing exactly like what the question is that we're answering, what I'm reading, like going with the flow. And so oh my gosh, this intro is going to be a million years long. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and put a picture up now for you guys. You can pause and decide what pile or piles resonate for you. And then the timestamps will be listed below. And we'll get started with pile 1. Okay, pile 1. Do I want to, I feel like maybe I will keep this here. For all of them and see if that's the theme. I don't know, we're just winging it like I said in the intro. Wow, okay, so you have the Hangman twice. The Knight of Pentacles, a balanced heart chakra. All right, right away I'm starting to feel a little bit weepy. It's not, no, weepy is too strong of a description. It's not weepy, it's just like a tinge of sadness. And also defensiveness. Like you may be a little bit you may be a little unprepared or not ready to hear this message, or you think you are. Your energy feels very defensive, like you're ready to attack, or you feel like you are being attacked, and that could be because you have felt that in your energy, as of late. And so now anytime anything comes at you that looks like it could be an attack or a criticism of some sort, you're in your defensive posture and you're ready to, I heard karate chop a bitch, so maybe karate. That's not, I'm not laughing at you. And I don't know, something's coming through about this Hangman. It's like, I think that you're a person that might be you are learning to be comfortable on your own and being reflective on your own and coming up with solutions on your own. Not that you don't not that you're not open to feedback. I think that you are, but I think that it's important for you to find your perspective first. I don't think that you want to get tangled up in the influence or opinions of another person, or other people or a situation or whatever it is. You would rather find your footing first in your own, so if you're judging a situation, or if you're looking at a situation and you're breaking it apart and you're trying to understand it, you would rather have an individual thought and have time to process that alone than to jump right into like the group think idea of, let's all sit around the table and gossip about this and come up with a general consensus, or even not even like, maybe not even that, but you just don't want to be involved in that, where it's like, I don't want to have to have the same type of opinion as somebody else because that's what everybody's talking about. Like, I don't want to do that. I would rather be on my own. And I think that a part of that process that you have for yourself, it works for you. You're comfortable in that. But that seems to like trigger people, because I think that you're coming, like you would rather, I think that your approach, your perspective is loving and compassionate, right? And so you understand that when people are judgmental of others, it's because they're insecure and they're being judgmental of their self, or they're getting a lot of judgments from others upon them. And so, naturally over time that builds up insecurity if you don't truly know who you are. And I'm not saying that with judgment, I'm just explaining. And so you understand that.
And so you are able to approach these situations where many people might look at it and start judging, like, oh my God, can you believe she did that? And da 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 da, and or oh my gosh, this guy. However people chat and gossip, you're not about that. You are able to understand it and approach it from like a more loving and compassionate perspective. So where everyone might be, you know, talking negatively about someone, you can step in and say, well, you know, it's possible that this is a situation, or we don't know his situation or her situation, or is this a fair judgment call, or like, have you never been in a situation where da da da? Like, you're super understanding and compassionate, and I think that has to do with the fact that you have been through a lot, and you are also a self-reflective person in general. You have the hangman here twice. Like, you have no problem isolating and pulling away and finding your own perspective, no matter how difficult it is. I'm just noticing the fire at the bottom of this boiling cauldron that this goblin is hanging over. You know what I'm saying? And he just has his pitchfork, and he's just like, there's no fight to try to get out. He understands that, like, yes, it's an uncomfortable process, but fighting to try to get out, I'm going to exert more energy, and it's not going to be as productive, because I'm going to spend that time trying to figure out how to get out, instead, like, get out physically of this situation, than how to release or free myself mentally, because the mental cage is really the thing that keeps us stuck, not necessarily the physical cage, whether that's like an environment, like a home, for example, or even a place like a state or city or country or wherever where you live, or whether we're talking about like the discomfort of being in our own body, meaning spending time with ourselves, you know what I'm saying, by ourselves. Is that, anyways, I'm kind of getting off a little bit on the sidetrack, so sorry about that. What I'm explaining to you though is that you have the hangman here twice. You have no problem pulling away and coming up with your own ideas or your own way of looking at it and presenting it in that way. The issue with that, issue is not the right word, but what you seem to run into in that situation is that that unintentionally triggers people, because in doing so and being that person, you are a mirror to other people to show them their own issues and their own judgments. So you're not having these perspectives or challenging someone else's perspective for the hell of it, or because you're trying to be a contrarian, or because you think you're better than anyone, or whatever type of negative assumptions that people project on you, because people do project on you a lot. I'm just noticing how reflective this background is in this card. Like, you are a strong mirror to people. And so you attract a lot of people who have a difficult time looking at their self. And so you are unassuming. People don't expect you to be a mirror, let alone a mirror as strong as you are, because you have a demeanor about you that's more, it's like, you're fun, you're playful, you're upbeat, but you're reserved. And it's like people wouldn't expect you to be, but this is a reflection of their own ways of thinking, their own limited beliefs. But people wouldn't expect you to be such a powerhouse, because you have this meek stature. So that may be like literal physical in your physical body, but also just in your energy. It's like non-confrontational and just very like easy, pleasant, go with the flow. And it's like non-combative, you know, but when something comes up and you disagree with it, or you have an opposing point of view, you have no problem saying that, and saying it with conviction, saying it with gusto, saying it with evidence and information to back that up. You have no problem standing on your own. That is a challenge for other people, because it shows them their own judgments. It shows them what values they're aligning with, what their moral compass is, how they interact in the world. It shows them where they're being a hypocrite in their life, where they may say, you know, no, I'm not a judgmental person, or, oh yes, I'm a Christian, or, oh, they subscribe to a certain label, but then their actions don't always support that label that they subscribe to. And we are never one person all the time. So I'm never all good. You're never all good. A person's never all bad. The duality. We are everything and nothing. Okay, that's going to take me off into a side tangent, so I'm not even going to go down the path of explaining that. But what I will say is, like, we never exist as one thing all of the time. So if I say I'm a good person, I'm never a good person all the time. I do my best to operate with morals and standards and in a way that I would want people to treat me. But am I a human being? Absolutely. And do I have reactions that are not my best self? 100%. And that's how we all are, because that's the journey of life, right? So I'm explaining that because that is your energy, and you understand that about people, but these people that you attract to you, they have not necessarily learned that yet. And if they have, they haven't been able to integrate that. They haven't been able to figure out how to integrate that mentality into their way of being, and so they attack you because you are the oddball. Look at how this knight, like, yes, there's a sword, there's a person here, but it's like this, whatever this thing is called, is ready to come up and swing, like come to knock you off of your thing that you're hanging up. And that's the thing, is that, like, people may come to you and say, like, oh, you think you're much better than us, or you think you're higher than us. Look at how, like, raised this hangman, and it's like, I'm not saying that, you are. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm just up here hanging out. You're welcome to join me. Like, I don't think that I'm better than you. This is your energy that I'm explaining, by the way. It's like, I don't think that I'm better than you. I just have a perspective, and I don't like the idea of groupthink, of having to think the same way everybody else thinks, because that's the way that society says we have to. It's just, you would much rather, and that doesn't mean that you don't have the same ideas or you don't agree with common themes that you may find in society or in groups. You're not a contrarian in that way. There are opinions that you have that you're like, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. But when you do have an opposing opinion, you don't mind standing on your own feet about that. And so yes, that is what I have gotten from that so far. So I feel like, okay, I'm still not really sure what the question is that we're answering here. But I was saying at the beginning of this reading that, so I was saying at the beginning of this reading that the energy that I was picking up on was kind of like this. I think that you have gotten so much of this attack against you for being different, or for standing in your own, or having a difference of opinion, or whatever the situation is, for pulling away and isolating, for just existing as yourself, not even with intentions for any type of consideration for other people in a negative way. Like, the way that you function as a being is for you and to preserve yourself, to protect yourself. It's never anything that's like, I'm going to do this because I want to piss this person off. Or even when it comes down to affecting change in a group, it's not even that you don't even operate that strategically, where you say, like, okay, well, if I remove myself from these group, then this is how these people are going to react, and then they're going to, you do not function that way. If you remove yourself from a group, it's because you no longer feel like you fit, or that it's a fit for you guys. Either they don't fit with you or you don't fit with them. Either way, it's just not, it doesn't feel good to your energy. So you're like, okay, well, that was fun while it lasted. Like, let me pull my energy back in and see if there's something that I need to recalibrate within myself, and if this is a group that I can revisit, or if maybe I now have a new perspective that's the other thing, is that you're a person that you're constantly taking in information from your environments, from the things that you see, whether it's a movie or whether it's just what you see walking around in your everyday life, the groups that you associate with, the types of conversations that you have, the places that you travel. You are constantly soaking in information on an energetic level, on a physical level, on a mental level, on an intellectual level, on an emotional level. You are constantly absorbing information and energy. And so a part of the reason why you have to pull away and isolate, again, hangman here twice, is because that's one, how you recalibrate and recharge, but also because that gives you the opportunity to kind of like sift through and decipher the information that you have and see if that changes a perspective. And if it does, you're open, whether it does or it doesn't, but you're not gonna dismiss information because it opposes yours. Like you would approach it with curiosity, and if you feel like there's enough valid information behind that, you are okay with changing your mind. You can say like, you know, I think that grass is the most wonderful thing to make a salad with, or something. Good God. So anyways, and then like you may be set on that, and then someone can come to you and say, well, you know, yes, grass is great, but have you tried kale? Kale is good because, you know, it's this and this and this and this and this, and here's a piece of kale if you would like to try it. And then you try it and you consider what they say, and you're like, well, how about that? Well, I'll be damned. Grass isn't the end all be all. Like, maybe I can incorporate some kale, add them both together, or switch to kale, whatever. But you have no problem like changing your perspective. That was a super basic example with like food sources, but this has to do with like even ideologies, you know what I mean, or philosophies of how we approach life, is stuff as deep as that. And so you are a mirror to people to show them how they are stagnant in their perspective, in their energy, in their way of being, in their way of operating through life. You attract a lot of people who think that there's one way to exist, and that way that they exist is the right way that they exist, and anybody who exists outside of that, like, let's judge them and like it's wrong. That's their perspective, and you show people that about their self. And so it's triggering, and people typically, they're not prepared to see that. And when they welcome you in, they think that you're very cloaked, you're very good at, and again, this isn't, you're not doing this strategically or spitefully or, you know, with malicious intent. I don't even know that you are aware, maybe until now or recently, that you even function this way, but it's a self-protection mechanism, because you know that from being you all of your life, you understand that you're a person that has probably been in and out of a lot of relationships, because you are such a strong mirror, and people are, that's on them if they automatically lump you in a category. If they look at you and they see you as unassuming, and they think that, oh, you know, this person is, what can she do? You know, she's a mouse of a person, he's a mouse of a person. They're not a threat. And not that you are a threat, but it's like they think they super underestimate you and give you way less value and credit than you actually are. And that's on them, that's not on you. So they are unassuming. When they welcome you into the group, they think that you are going to be a sheep like the rest of them, and then you guys are going to usher to the left and usher to the right, and everybody's all going to move the same way, because that's how we do it in the group thing. And you're like, the gate is open that way. Why are you guys running this way? You know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, I see wolves over there, so I'm going to go that way. If you guys can't sense that, like, cool, but that's your energy. And so then they're like, oh! Like, I just saw a visual of like, like everybody turning their heads and looking at you, like clutching their pearls, like, did she just? And you're like, yeah, I just. You know what I mean? And you are so comfortable being in that energy. But that is you, these people that you attract, you are showing them that there is more than one way to be. And then it's like you're a catalyst for these people, where you like flip a switch for them, where then you send them into this unintentionally. Like, you're not doing this on purpose. You are coming into you meet these people, and you are genuinely interested in people, in learning people, and building relationships, and understanding how the world works, how life works, how people work, how their mind work, emotions, all of these things. You just are a loving, compassionate person. You are genuinely interested in connections and building and learning and growing and expanding. And so you tend to, I don't know why I felt the need to laugh just now. Like, I don't know. It's like you tend to attract these people, and God bless you. Like, you think that it's going to be like, okay, great. This is like, I think that you're trying to find your soul tribe. Like, you're trying to find your people. You're trying to find your the relationships of longevity, because as I said before, you are a person that has gone in and out of relationships a lot because of this situation. So you approach these people and you think that it's going to be like hunky-dory and everything's great, and then suddenly you say a thing or you do a thing and you don't even realize, you're not even sure. You're like, well, what did I say, or what did I do? I just gave my opinion. Like, I think it catches you off guard. You're like, I don't even, can somebody enlighten me? Can somebody clue me in? What just happened? Like, I feel like I'm on the outside and everybody has their little things ready to like fling at me. What the hell did I just do? And I don't know if you spend too much time, it depends on the situation. I don't know if you spend too much time like, I think you've gotten to the point in life where you kind of just expect like, okay, relationship, it's inevitable. Like, I think you've gotten to that point. I keep like going on and on about your energy. So you are a catalyst. So you are a catalyst for change for people. And it's not, when I say that, like, I feel like someone is going to think, catalyst for change, like on a grand scale, like, oh, change the world, like I'm out protesting and I'm being an activist, and it's like, not right now, maybe in your future, I don't know, but I don't think that that's your MO. I don't think that's your modus operandi. I don't think that I don't even think that you would think on that grand scale. Not that you're not capable, but I'm just getting the sense that you're only like just now really coming into awareness of the fact that you are a catalyst. And when I say just now, I mean like maybe in the last couple years, that you are a catalyst for change. And so I think that you are learning to approach these new relationships or these new groups that you're a part of with a little more like non-attachment, because you just know that inevitably it's gonna go whatever way it's gonna go. 8 of Wands. Yeah, this is the card of movement, of travel, of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you just know, like, it's a cycle. Like, you're just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna constantly keep on, the wheel is gonna keep on churning. And like in this card, if you look, I don't know if you can see, I hope this is in frame, but you see how like tiny this little guy is? That's how people perceive you. Like, look at this, the size of this in compared to all of these like dragon heads or whatever they are. That's how people perceive you. Like, oh, she's this tiny wasp of a person. He's this tiny wasp of a person. What can that person really do? And then you just like come out of nowhere and the people are like, oh my God, you had that in you? Like, you're this firehouse of oh my gosh. You also have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, which again is the energy of isolation and like going internal. The Hangman is the energy of like surrender and finding new perspectives and stuff, but it's like an individual thing. It's an individual process. So yeah, I'm just getting like hyper independent energy. So yeah, you are a catalyst, homie. And you're very loving and compassionate, but your energy is totally misunderstood. And I think that has you feeling a little bit like you understand what it is, but you're feeling a little bit beat up about it. Like, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, okay. Like, I understand that. And that's the other thing, is that I'm just getting the sense that you are so committed to the divine. You're so committed to spirit. You're so committed to like this realization of what your purpose is, or what you contribute, or how you show up in service to the divine in this way, to be this catalyst for other people, to affect this change. You understand that. You can see, like, you are a person that can see the detail and also zoom out and see the bigger picture. And so you can understand the bigger picture. But when you have to zoom into the details of it, when you personally look at the details of how that has impacted your life, like, you see on the bigger scale how it creates change. But when you look at it, how it impacts your life, and you see, like, these are the relationships that I've lost, or this is how much I have to move and change, and this is how, like, on the go, like, it's like there's this sadness that is what I think I was picking up on the beginning. There's like this sadness and this like defensiveness of like, like I'm giving way more than I'm getting, and I'm feeling pretty beat up, because I understand that like as this mirror that I'm holding up to other people, when people are not ready to look at their self in the mirror, they're going to want to throw something at that mirror and shatter it so they don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And you are the mirror, so people throw things at you to try to shatter you. And so you have to be this defensive person. You have to, that's why people assume that you're this tiny wasp of a person, because you cloak, and you have to self-protect, and you have to kind of like keep yourself contained. And it's like I'm just getting the sense that you're like, that takes a lot of energy. And you want to be able to just, I'm just getting the sense that you really want your soul tribe. You really want your people. You want your forever people. It's your forever people, so that you have your own like cushion system, or your own I don't even know what's a proper word. Okay. Anyways, you have your own like cushion, or your own system, your own thing that you can like melt or relax into and know is consistent, because you also know that a part of your mission has to do with a lot of in and outs. So you're like constantly in and outs in these relationships, these friendships, these, you know, environments, whatever, because you have to be like that. It's by design. This isn't your choice. Okay, well, how am I trying to explain that? Because it is your choice. It was your choice when you came to this earth. But I think that if there was a way for you to be able to do, what am I trying to say? You need more balance. You like, on one hand, you're very in and out, and there's very in and out energy of these relationships, and so that has gotten you kind of defensive, because you want to get close. You want your forever people. You want someone that you can let your guards down and be completely like open in yourself with, because you know you can't entirely be that person up front in these new groups or in these friendships, because people are judgmental. Like I was saying in the beginning, people are ready to attack you. And so you have to go in with like this guard and this defense, but you're like tired, you're exhausted from doing that, from being that person so much that it's like, yes, I know I have to do this, and I'll go into battle, but I need to be able to have like a home and a bed to come back to at the end of the night and rest and rejuvenate myself, so that I can go back into battle the next day and I can be the best me and productive in a way. So I'm not like, because otherwise I'm not, it's like, sir, when I say I'm speaking from your energy. This is how you feel. I'm not, I'm like, I think that you're feeling like you're not as productive anymore, or that it's like you're needing to take more breaks, longer breaks, because this battle that you're going into, which are these relationships being the catalyst, it's like becoming very taxing on your energy, and you have no, I heard rebut. I don't know that word, and I love me some vocabulary. So is that a word? Rebut? It's like R-E-B-U-T or R-E-B-U-T-E. I'm seeing R-E-B-U-T, but isn't that rebut? I feel like that doesn't make sense. Whatever, it doesn't matter. My point is, there's no, gosh, now I want to look that up, but I'm recording on my phone, so I'll have to look it up later. But if you decide to look that up while you're watching that, can you leave that in the comments, please? Let me know what rebut means, or rebut, and if that even makes sense to what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that you have no, you have no, like, the visual that I'm seeing is just like, I don't know, it's like a little house cottage in the middle of a forest with like a nice roaring warm fire, and you're just coming home like with your, I don't know, whatever, like you have your like fur boots on. It's very cold outside. You have your like fur boots on, and you just come in and you're like, ooh, you know what I mean? Then you come and you sit down and you warm yourself by the fire, and there's like joy, there's people in there, and it's warm, and they're like laughing and joy. Like, you don't have that, you know, and it doesn't, it doesn't necessarily even have to be in a literal sense. It's the energy of that, but maybe also in a literal sense, but it's the energy of like you don't have that home, that stability, that warmth, the people that your forever people that you can come back to, that will make it feel like all of this that you're doing when you're out during the day is worth it, because like it's okay, it's fine. However I get beat up out here in this real world, I can handle it because I understand that this is with the purpose, and I'm functioning with my morals, and I'm not out here doing people wrong. You know, I'm just being my authentic self, and that's cool because I know that I can come back home and I have stability and like people who love me and my forever tribe, the space where I can be my authentic self, they can be their authentic self, and we just grow and feed each other and we keep each other fueled. I have the space to do that for myself. The people in that home environment respect that. I give them that same space. We can come together and pour into each other. It's like a well-oiled machine. Like you don't have that, and that's what I'm sensing that you feel like is missing. Six of Swords. So that Six of Swords is all about moving into like calmer waters, from turbulence into calmer waters. So I don't know if that's what you like. It's kind of what I was talking about. I was like, you don't have that. So I don't know if this is suggesting that that's what's coming, or if that's what you're like, you're that's what you want, that's what you're longing for, to move into calmer waters, which is kind of what I was saying. Like when I was explaining that your energy feels kind of beat up. Let me just double check. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was still recording. Where your energy kind of feels a little beat up, and like suddenly now I just feel so parched. Like it's like your typical ways of replenishing yourself are not working anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I don't know if which would make sense in this time, like, oh gosh, in this day and age. Well, right, this is a timeless reading, so you know, whenever you get it, it's still going to be valid. But right now, it's October 2022. Oh man, the spiritual realm is under attack, and I'm just getting that you're a spiritual warrior. You know, not even in like this flashy, overt, like, oh, I'm so spiritual, or like I'm gonna judge you and condemn. It's not even that. You're just you. But the way that you operate, like you do everything under the guidance of spirit. That's what I'm getting. Like if it's not okayed by spirit, or if you don't feel it intuitively, if your energy is off, however you would articulate that, or however you relate to that, spirit, energy, you know, your intuition, your psychic, however you vibes, whatever you want to say. But you're like, I don't care if that makes sense in the logical mind to anybody. My energy is telling me that's a fuck no, so no. You know what I'm saying? And you stick to that for the most part. I mean, you're still a human being, of course. But like that is your navigation. That is your GPS. That is your GPS through this life, through your life, through this world. And you stick to that. So I feel you. I love that energy. I love that contribution. And like even talking about, it's like, I think that this is a pile. I think this reading might be like an acknowledgement reading, where it's like, we see you. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see as the piles go on. But because I can, but I don't necessarily get the sense that like I need to ask for advice. It just feels like I need to explain and articulate like what maybe you are not able to explain and articulate on your own. And by I need to explain, I mean like I'm channeling from the divine. They see you. They like see you. You know what I mean? And I'm getting like, I heard hang in there. I was gonna say I'm getting like, yeah, I heard hang in there. And then I just keep being drawn to this Six of Swords, which again is moving into calmer waters. So I feel like that's what's coming for you, is moving into calmer waters, having more of a balance. This wish that you have to find your balance of, you know, action out in the world, and then is inaction the word? This like the more calm, like your masculine energy out in the world and how you navigate, and then your feminine energy like at the end of the day or whenever, you know, when you're home, however it works for your lifestyle, like that balance is coming. Heart chakra balance, which heart, anyways. I heard hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So that might be relatable or significant to you. Also, Sagittarius energy. Sagittarian. You might be a Sagittarius or someone you know. I don't know. Sagittarius might be significant. I'm seeing 2 snakes, so I don't know what that means, if that's significant to you. I'm just acknowledging what I'm seeing. So maybe this is confirmation for you or something for you to think about. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to give it to you as I give it to you. I heard I don't feel that I have the best singing voice, but it's like I think, is it Cinderella or one of those Disney things where the princess is like in the forest and she's like and then all the birds and stuff comes. That's what I saw and heard. I heard the feel free to subscribe for my album that's coming out. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. I think that you're a funny person. I think that you have a sense of humor. I think that you are a good person. I think that you mean well. I think that you are like someone, your energy is you loving, compassionate is what you have here. I think that you have a very misunderstood energy. I think that at the core you want to have fun and be playful and stuff like that. But you just have to, I'm just getting the sense that it has to be the right setting, the right group of people, because you understand that people can weaponize you because you are such a mirror and you are such a light. It's like people will find whatever they can to try to tear you down and bring you down, even whether it's true or not. They will just try to use whatever they can to try to tear you down, or even to mimic you is what I'm getting. Like they may even try to mimic your energy. And so you feel very protective of yourself because it's like you are a person that's very much all about being authentic, being yourself. No matter what that looks like, you're not judging someone for not being for whatever their authentic self is. If you are going to judge anyone, it's based on their character. And so for you, being an imposter or imitating someone is one thing, but also while speaking negatively about the person that they are imitating, it's like, nah, I mean, that's just a whole lot of no for me, you know? Ace of Swords, and you have no problem being like, nah, I'm out. You know? All right. So anyways, I think that pretty much wraps this reading up. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile 2. But thank you so much for sharing your energy. If anything resonated here, please hit the like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things. I'm going to get that outro right one of these times. Maybe I should write it down and practice it. But, you know, let me know. Engage if you like. Let me know in the comments if anything resonated. Give me some hearts or something like, ugh, I feel so cringy. Anyways, thank you, Pile 1, for sharing your energy. I hope that you come back for a future reading or even past readings, but have a great day. Oh, I put the hangman up. Okay. All right, Pile 2. I kept the bottom of the deck energy for pile 1, and I thought that I was going to have it for all of the piles, but it didn't work out that way, and I don't want to force it. So I ended up putting it back and shuffling and all the things, and I don't want to force it. So let me figure out how I want to arrange this, and then we're gonna get into what you're reading. This feels, I'm getting like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I am not sure, pile 2, if you are a pile that has felt extremely okay, sorry about that, pile 2. My phone got interrupted. So I was saying that as I was shuffling this, I felt really like, it wasn't when I was shuffling it. I'm sorry. I was trying to rearrange this, and the fact that it wasn't working out seamlessly. What am I trying to say? My point is, I think that you are highly irritable lately. Let me just go ahead and give a trigger warning really quick in the beginning. I don't really like, I feel like that term is overused, but I'm just getting the energy that you are in a space that you are like easily, the fuse is set off easily. Like you are easily irritated, and not irritated, it's like beyond. I was getting like anger management, like explosive reactions. And if you don't react explosively, you are really like trying to tamp that down. But like any little thing, I mean, just me even arranging this, because it wasn't like just right, or I wasn't getting it, whatever that was, it was just like, I was ready to like, I felt deep in me, like I wanted to wipe all of this and like scream, and like it was like, and I had to, I'm just noticing this fire, and how it looks like this man is, or this person, woman, I don't know, but it looks like this person is like getting ready to try to put the fire out, and I feel like that's what you're trying to do. And then I'm also noticing in this Chariot card how this guy is like just kind of defensive, and his face looks so, he's like ready to fight, and it's like, homie, when I look at him, I'm just like, do you want to, like, what's going on? Do you want to talk about it? Like, just, it's not in a patronizing way. Like, I'm just genuinely curious. It's like, why, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about it. That's my approach to your energy, is like, it's like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because there's, I'm sure, a solution. And if there's not a solution, at the very least, then there is a healthy way for you to be able to release this energy that you have pent up, so that it doesn't have this much control over you in your everyday life. And I'm just hardcore getting the sense that it's like extreme irritation, easily agitated. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my water. And by quick sip, I mean chug, because I am apparently parched. Okay, so let's see what this situation is about. You have the 9 of Cups here, the Chariot, the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and then you have the Heart Chakra, which is showing blocked, and it's intolerant. I just do not like the setup of this. Ugh. Can you guys see this? I don't know. I hope you can see this. Let me just check. Okay. All right. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. All right. So, yeah. What is going on here? What is going on here? Okay, I feel like you're looking at, you have your eye on success of some sort. There's something that you are after. And I'm getting the sense that like you don't want someone or something to know. I'm looking, Six of Wands is the card of like victory and success, but it is victory and success. I'm also just noticing like this person, and I'm looking at these two cards, and notice how like both of these cards are looking at this person, but they also have this thing that they're holding up to block their head. Like there's something or someone on this other side that you don't want them to see that you're looking at this person or this person or this thing that represents success for you. And then I just also noticed this little wreath here on this wand, and it was just coming through as like I don't know, very homey, like protective. A ring is what I saw, like a wedding ring. Like wow, like a wedding ring actually. And then you have the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment. But then you have your heart chakra is blocked. And so I was getting the energy of, again, like this irritation, this anger, that it's like something, I don't know if you're trying to figure something out or you're trying to create a plan or something, but it's like if something is not coming together for you, something is not aligning in a way that you need it to, or perfectly, or something, and it's frustrating you, like it is pissing you off. I feel it, like I want to throw something, tapping into your energy. I just heard fuck. Woo! I like intense, and it's like my body tensed up, like when I said that, like I felt that in my like diaphragm and my abs, like that came from the stomach. All right, let's take a deep breath. I see you. And I am sending you love, because I am just sensing that underneath, I kind of started to feel a little bit, like I'm like, it's like, I'm just getting a heavy, like suppressed emotion from this pile, like suppressing emotions, because underneath that anger, when I was saying like, okay, let's just calm down for a second, it was like the feeling of tears welling up and then like having to push that down, shove that down. I just heard Fire and Desire by Drake, not the actual song. I heard Fire and Desire. That's the title of the song by Drake. So maybe that's something that you want to listen to. That might have some significance. Fire and Desire by Drake. And at the moment, honestly, I can't remember. I heard the only part of the song that I can recall right now in this moment is faithful, 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 faithful. So I think that this might have. Okay. Shall we take these? There's a lot of cards. Oof, these are a lot of cards. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's try to figure this out. We're just going to throw these out and see how it goes. This is going to be more intuitive because it is, because I said so. But what I was going to say, there's a lot of energy here. I'm getting the energy of irritation all over again. Like tight jaw. Like I want to, like I have to clench down my jaw or something. Like I just heard fight. Like I want to fight. All right, let's see what we have. 3 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Queen of Wands, 9 of Wands, Ace of Cups, the World, 9 of Cups. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of Wands energy. There's a lot of active energy that feels like it is being suppressed.
So what I mean by that is that, like, you might be wanting to take action on something, and something, or you yourself is stopping yourself. There's a lot of Wands energy. So it's like, and then Cups energy, which is emotional, which again, I was saying is being suppressed. So there's a lot of like fire and fire and desire. Fire, as in the Wands, literally the Wands represents the fire element, and then Cups represents our emotions. And then you have the Nine of Cups, which is the Nine of Cups, which is like the wish fulfillment. You have the Six of Cups, which is the card of like nostalgia, things coming from the past, like that love offering coming back, kind of like whatever. And then you have the Ace of Cups. This is the love offering card. Anyways, my point is fire and desire. I feel like this might be a conflict between, not conflict, that's not the right word. Something is happening here though, where something is being suppressed. And I'm feeling like you want to take action on something. I heard burn this bitch down. There is a lot of anger. There's a lot of like anger coming through. I think because you're not able to move forward. I heard blockage because you're not able to move forward the way you want to. I think that there's a cycle that you're trying to close out, that you're trying to bring to an end. Like you want to move, you want to close out something and move into the next, like into this this new beginning. You have the Chariot card. Yeah, move in, like you want to move into the next. All right, so what is this about though? There's a lot of angry energy. You're watching something or someone very closely. And I just want to say, like, what's the problem? It's not clear. There's so much anger here, like, that you're not. There's so much anger that you're, like, not able to move forward. And I see that there's, like, I'm not, it's not clear to me what is stopping you. So, I mean, I can ask the cards, but I don't know that that's necessarily super relevant, because I'm almost getting the sense that, like, you are what's stopping you. I'm just getting the sense that you are what's stopping you. Is that what's making you angry? Something is, like, really angering you. I'm just noticing, like, how this man is on, well, it's a jack-o'-lantern, but, like, how, it's not even, whatever it is, this thing is on fire. That's you. Okay, this Queen of Wands energy is really standing out. So I wonder if that has to do with what is, okay, as this card falls off on here. Seven of Wands, yes. Okay, that's what I was getting ready to say. I wonder if this card has to do with, like, why you feel like you can't, or what you're trying to block yourself from, or block from seeing. I hope that makes sense. What I'm trying to say, like, you have, like, what you're running, or what you're hiding from, who you're hiding from. You, like, this Queen of Wands has you in very, like, defensive energy, and I heard protective, but I think that this Queen of Wands energy is, this Queen of Wands energy, which may be a feminine, is coming through very manipulative and very, like, it's kind of like demonic, like, it's like very evil. It's just very manipulative. Like, I know what I am doing and I don't care, and, like, I revel in it. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. It's very, like,
I know that what I'm doing is wrong and I don't care. It's like, ha 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 ha. I can't even help but to like, seriously, it's so, oh my gosh, it is so evil. It is so evil. And that energy has you in fucking defense, yo. I think this energy has you a little scared, to be honest with you, because like I almost wanted I almost started to feel like I have to, I don't know. Yeah, man, you have the moon here, the secrets. It's like, I don't think you're talking about that. I don't think you're talking about this Queen of Wands energy, which is wild because I'm now being directed to, like, that's what's holding you back. What I mean by that is like you not talking about it, you not talking about this energy, like exposing the truth of this energy, you being in defense towards this energy in like this posture of you're feeding that energy's power. You keeping these secrets of whatever this situation is, and I'm not even gonna ask because I'm just getting that it's very personal and private, and like I'm not even gonna ask what the situation is. It's none of my business, and you know what it is. You already know. So I'm not even gonna ask what the situation is, but your posture towards this energy is perpetuating this cycle, and it's keeping you from being able to close this out and move towards whatever it is that you want to move towards. And I'm just getting the sense that like you keeping this secret for this energy of, it's like you have insight. Look at how, I mean, yes, the mummy is wrapped or whatever, and that's another thing. Like if you look at this card here, this is your energy towards this wand. The only thing that's unwrapped is the mouth. Like, could that not be a clearer message that you need to speak up, as I was saying? Like, I hope that didn't come across offensive, because I didn't mean for that to come across. Like, I know better than you, because I don't. We all have our own journeys, and when we're in the thick of it, we're in the thick of it, and we don't, emotions are a real thing. So is trauma. And I feel like this is a situation where if you were to speak up about the truth of this character, this Wands energy, and really like, it doesn't have to be in a bashful way, but your silence is what's fueling the power of this energy. Like, I'm just looking at like the way that these cards fell out and they were placed. I hope it's showing up on the camera because anyways, it's like I'm seeing all of this purple like coming up and feeding her, but it's coming from your card. Like this is an energy vampire. Like she is sucking your life out, like your life force out. She's sucking out your energy, and that is fueling her power. And you being silenced in that is allowing that to continue. And that's what's keeping you in this Nine of Wands energy, where you're like, remember I was saying like anger management was coming through? It's very like impulsive reactions, a lot of anger. The Nine of Wands is the card of, it's the wounded warrior card. So it's the card where like we've been through a lot, and it's like, I know I gotta keep on going, but I need a minute because I'm beat the fuck up. Like, it's the card of resilience. Like, I'm gonna keep on going. I made it through all of this, but like, I think I was getting your energy in pile 1 of one of the other readings, because I'm getting this same sense of like, I don't even know if I want to continue on with this reading. I think that this situation and this Queen of Wands energy is like, it's creating so much anxiety within you. I'm like, that's what I'm feeling right now. I heard combative. It's creating anxiety, and it's making you combative, like where you typically wouldn't be. Okay, so remember how I was saying earlier when I was trying to arrange these cards, like I couldn't get it, and I wanted to like it's like fuck it, like wipe them all off. that's a situation that I typically, like my energy, my own personal energy, that wouldn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Tapping into your energy while I was arranging those, like, it's like that. Things that typically wouldn't bother you, it's like a hairpin trigger. That's what I just heard. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this has to do with like a love situation. You have the Three of Swords here, and next to the Nine of Cups. So it's like, which is next to the blocked heart chakra, which is showing here as intolerant. So and then I'm being drawn to the Six of Wands or whatever. So I'm just getting the sense that like there's this like betrayal that has derailed you from your wish fulfillment, being successful in getting your wish fulfillment. And I think there was some sneaky behavior. I heard slimy behavior. I don't know that I want to keep pulling cards. There's a lot here already, and there's a lot of energy that's coming at. So if I shuffle because it helps me to connect, but anyways, if anything falls out, like I may or may not take it. I'm just man, I just keep wanting to say like, yo, I see you, homie. That's hard. I want to give you a hug. I want to give you a hug. Like, I want to just hold you for a minute. Six of Swords. That card is about moving to calmer waters, moving out of a turbulent situation into like more steady. And that may be relating to the Swords is usually like talks about like our mental, our communication, but this one may be more like emotionally related, because I'm seeing the Six of Swords in the original Rider-Waite deck, which is on water, and water represents emotion. And I'm just, yeah, so I think you feel really restricted or bound. Restricted wasn't the word. But maybe really bound by this Queen of Wands energy. I think this Queen of Wands energy uses sex, her sexuality, her body, to keep you entangled. Like I heard that's your weakness. The Devil card is also the card of like our addictions, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like your commonly heard addictions, but it could be like ways of thinking or our things that it's hard to break away from. So it could be like a thought process, an idea that's projected on you or that you have assumed for yourself of what a standard that you have to live up to or something like that. Or it could also be like an addiction, like a sex addiction. And if that's the case, then this Queen of Wands energy uses that. They use whatever your weakness is. They know it. They know what your weakness is, and they have no problem. This is a very, very dark, manipulative, twisted energy. They have no problem. They revel in it. in using your weaknesses against you to keep you bound and to keep you chained. This energy might have also used, or might also use, I heard sex magic. I was going to say dark magic on you. As the Page of Pentacles comes out, but I'm more like this, the visual. This is giving me like hardcore, like voodoo vibes. The Fool. I feel like this is, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Not because I don't want to read it, but this feels so intricate, so deep, and I'm gonna be honest, it's a little bit taxing on my energy, and this can go endlessly. So I think that this, what I was saying to Pile 1 was that I think that this is a reading where it's just basically Spirit giving acknowledgement and saying, like, we see you, we see the situation that you're in, and it's like using me as a channel to be able to articulate and communicate your situation in a way that you may not be able to, because sometimes when we're in the thick of whatever we're in the thick of, it's hard to really like decipher what the fuck is going on and be able to say it. And sometimes we are just so beat up and beat down that it's like, I don't even have the energy to put a voice to words to describe what's going on. That's what I was explaining to a Pile 1 as well. So I hope that this helped you in some way. This one is a doozy. It's not a situation that feels easy to be in. And I want to give you a hug. So I am sorry, Pile 2, if that was a little bit, I don't know. I hope that was helpful and maybe helping you to feel seen, or to know that like Spirit sees you. They see your situation. Like, I don't know what that means for you. I don't know if that's like comfort. Oh God, I hate ending it here. I wish I had more to offer you. I don't know. I just want to keep saying, like, I want to give you a hug. Like, hang in there. I want to give you a hug. I feel like I want to do a personal reading for you, honestly. So I haven't quite set up personal readings, but if you're interested and you want to maybe get like some more information or communicate, I don't know. Anyways, you can, I will put my email address in the description below, but it's intuitivelysimone@gmail.com. So there you go. If you're interested in a personal reading, there's no guarantee, but we can discuss it and see, like, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like this can go, it's so intricate, it's so detailed that it might be a little much for and also the moon, this feels like a very private, like, I shouldn't go any deeper, not on a pick a pile, not in such a public platform. This feels like it may need to be, like, any further information needs to be a personal reading. So I hope that was helpful. I'm so sorry if that's maybe not the message that you wanted to hear. I'm sending you so much love, because this feels very difficult. This feels very turbulent, very difficult. So, I heard cut through the bullshit just now. So, Pile 2, let me know in the comments, if this resonated, if you choose to. If not, I'm sending you love. If you are interested, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things. If not, I totally understand. But thank you for letting me tap into your energy. And again, I'm just sending you so much love, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Thank you, Pile 2. Okay, Pile 3. Oops. All right, let's see. What do we have going on here for you? I was saying in the first pile that I was going to leave the bottom of the deck energy for all of the piles, and I ended up adding it back into the cards and reshuffling it for like through pile 1, so it didn't come out for pile 2. And I don't know, I want to try to maybe see if, like, let's do shuffle and see what the bottom of the deck energy is going to be for this one. See is beyond the physical, 4 of Pentacles, the Star, healing. Okay, this doesn't feel so bad. The Magician. That feels actually really good. I was just getting ready to say that I think that you do something that, well, I mean, maybe I might be projecting. I'm going to be honest when because, I mean, I don't ever want to lie to you guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure. I might be projecting when I'm saying this, but I don't know. I'm just getting the sense that, like, you do something in the, like tarot. You do something with spirit where you are helping to heal, where you are like very psychically connected. You have the healing card, the Star card, which is all about healing. Then you have the Magician card, and you have the 4 of Pentacles. And I'm noticing the purple in both of these, which is a really good sign. That's it. That is a sign that connects to or represents like the crown chakra, spirituality, connecting to the divine. Any type of gifts that you may have, like cognizance, okay, I'm going off on a side tangent. I'm kind of going on, but so what I'm trying to say is that I think that you might be doing something like tarot, and let me get some more cards. So the Magician card is the bottom of the deck energy. I don't know if this feels good. This feels good. It feels exciting. It feels exciting is not the right word. It's like is it gratitude? It feels like I've been feeling a little bit like weepy emotional in all these readings, but they're different kind of weepy emotionals. And this one that I'm feeling for this pile is it's like a gratitude. It's like have you ever felt like you just are not seen or not understood, maybe in a certain situation or arena of life or whatever, and then finally you meet someone who like completely describes exactly what you've been feeling without you saying anything, aka like a tarot reader, and then you just kind of well up with like, oh my god, like you get it, you see me, you feel, you understand, and it's just like, oh, I didn't think anybody was out here like that. That's the energy that I'm picking up on this pile, and I think that you are that for people. So whether that is like in tarot or just in your friendships, in your relationships or whatever, I'm sensing that you have the ability to connect to spirit, even if you wouldn't call it that way, even if you don't have the awareness of your psychic ability. It's just like you have the ability to pick up on things about people or situations and act in a healing way. So whether that's to confirm what maybe someone is not saying that they feel, or to like see them, or you just have a healing presence about you. Like it's like you know how to what's the word I just heard, it's like you know how to transform a situation. You may also be a really, okay, this is the second time I've seen that card, so let's go ahead and pull that bad boy out. 5 of Pentacles. You might be Magician. I was gonna say you might be a person that works magic, whether that's like law of attraction, vision boards, manifesting, candle magic, working with herbs, ritual spells, things like that. No matter like where on the spectrum you fall, or even if you would consider it magic, I'm just getting that you are like a pretty powerful manifester, using your own personal power to manipulate the energy to bring about the outcome that you desire. And I'm not getting malicious magic either. I'm getting like healing magic in a way that helps to heal people. All good intentions. And I'm just getting that you really consort with the divine in doing so. It's like divinely led. You may be a person that likes fire magic and also working magic at night. You may feel very connected to your creativity, to your personal power, to your magic at night. The number 1 may be significant to you. You also may like to dance. You may like to move your body and like dancing for fun, but also dance like in a almost sensual, just kind of like, you may be a person that does yoga or does dance movement to release energy, stagnant energy or energy blockages within your body. Or you may also encourage people to do that as well. You may feel really connected and drawn to water, and I'm getting the sense that you're very comfortable in your emotions, and then also grounding what your emotions tells you, what you learn about yourself through your emotions into reality, into the real world, and being able to integrate whatever lessons that your emotions are teaching you into your life. And you're able to help people to I keep hearing transmute. So you may be a person that's able to transmute energy. So if you meet a person and they're, in a very like dark sadness and rut, you have the ability to transmute that energy and uplift the vibration. And I don't just mean like, let's he distract whatever for that moment in time. Like, you actually have the ability to help a person or people, a group, whatever it is, to process the situation, the root of whatever that lower vibrational emotion is, and then transmute that so that they can then integrate the lessons of that emotion into their life to then raise that vibration. You may resonate with pile 1. You may feel connected or drawn to pile 1. I didn't mean to say resonate, but I mean, there it is. The number 1 is really standing out here to me. And then also the number 8. 17, 1 plus 7 reduces to 8. 8 is this may be a part of your, I don't really want to speak too openly about things that I'm not super knowledgeable about. So what I'm going to say is, I think that this has to do with your soul purpose and something related to maybe karma. 8 is a number of self. It's also the number of infinity. What goes in comes out. And I'm just getting the energy that it's like, I'm just feeling the energy of karma. And I just saw the judgment card in my third eye, which is also the card of karma. And this isn't karma like good or bad. I don't necessarily see it that way. It's just karma. It just is what it is. If you're more curious about that, then I mean, by all means, feel free to do your own research on karma, because I'm not the one to tell you. I can tell you what I know, but it's not a surplus of information. I'm just hardcore continuously being drawn to this color purple. That may be significant, but also that just really connect. You might be a very psychic. Oh yeah, sees beyond the physical. I think you're a very psychic person. Very spiritual. You may not call it that. You may not call it that, and you may not even. You might be a person that thinks of psychic as like Cleo. Those old commercials where it's like, call Cleo and whatever, or even like what's her name, Teresa Caputo, the psychic medium who communicates with the deceased, the people, that spirits that have passed. You may even think of it in that way, and yes, that may be a part of it, but psychic exists more than that. You could be, I'm getting a sense that you may be claircognizant, which is clear. It means clear knowing. So if you find yourself in situations where you just happen to know things about a person or know things about a situation without there's no reason that you would have known it, meaning there's no physical evidence or no previous history that you have or no experience that you've had before then that you could have compiled together to then build this, case of how you would know this information. It's not like that. It's just you find yourself in situations where someone might say something and you're like, I knew it. I knew that about you, or I knew, or whatever. That's claircognizance. And that is through your crown chakra. That is a direct line through to like divine, and that is so you may have that ability. That's how I channel. That's how I'm able to. Anyways, I have that ability as well, and so I'm explaining that because you may not, if you pay attention, you might notice those moments. So for you to call yourself psychic, you may not have done that before now, and you may not do it after, but you may not have done that before now because maybe you didn't have a full understanding of what psychic is. But that is an ability that I have, that I knew that I had the ability to do that, but I didn't know that that was a psychic thing. I wasn't aware of like what claircognizance. So you might want to look into the clair abilities, because I'm just getting the sense that you may have, fire is really standing out to me. So you may have like very healing hands, or you might do like Reiki or energy work or something like that. Like, anyways, hands and fire. But so clair abilities, you might want to look into that. The clair abilities, claircognizance, which is clear knowing, clairvoyance, which is clear visions. So, you may be a person that has visions, and it happens differently for people, for everybody. And then you have clairaudient, which is where you can hear, clear hearing, clairsentient, which is the ability to clearly feel. And that's another thing that I have. Like when I do these readings, I very much tap into your energies, and then I embody that in my own personal experience. So a lot of times when I do the readings, I'll say I, because I am tapping into your energy, and I'm speaking from the point of view, from like as if I am you, because I'm feeling your energy. And so like if you're anxious and then I feel that, I will communicate I'm anxious. So it's not that me personally, Aaliyah, that I'm anxious. The energy that I'm tapping into is anxious, and I'm articulating that as I'm anxious. That's clairsentient. So yeah, you may want to look into that. This feels like it's good. This is a pretty good energy. This is, again, so I don't know if I explained this already in this pile, but I'm feeling like this is a reading where it's just like acknowledgement from spirit, where it's like, I see you, we see you, we see you, we see what you're doing, what you're going through, what you're experiencing, or what you're contributing to whatever. So I think the spirit is acknowledging how whether you are aware of it or not, whether you would describe it with the words, the vocabulary that I'm using with psychic abilities and things like that, magic and stuff, but acknowledging basically your presence and your connectivity to the divine, and being able to utilize that to transmute energy within yourself and within the environments that you're in and with other people, to promote healing, and to do it in a way that's of the highest good, that's not for harm. So even if you do know, even if you are aware that you have this psychic ability, and even if you would say, I do work magic and, all of these things, that, and you're comfortable with saying that, and you also know that you work this magic and you have these psychic abilities, and you use those gifts for the betterment, for healing, for good, not for harm. I'm just getting the sense that you're a person that really keeps your eye. That's what I was going to say. Really keeps your eyes on the divine. But you have the Three of Swords here and the Five of Pentacles. So that's throwing me off a little bit, because the Three of Swords is about like betrayal, heartbreak. The Five of Pentacles is about feeling left out in the cold. And honestly, I was picking up on hints of sadness, and I was trying to keep this a positive light reading, because the last two piles were they're a little bit intense. They were a little bit intense, but so okay, let me just give the full message here, because it's not my agenda. So Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles. I'm not getting a sense that this is like anything bad, though. Again, I was saying like there was this kind of like underlying weepiness in all the piles, and for yours it kind of is coming through as like I said, like the whole I feel seen. And I think that this is more of like, when I use this particular deck, a lot of times the messages come through from the visuals and not necessarily like the typical meaning of the card. So like where Three of Swords means betrayal, I don't necessarily, what I'm explaining is like, I am not feeling anything bad. And I think that this is, the World card came out, and I think that we can like wrap this up. I don't want to try to force a message that's not there, but as this one came out was what I was saying was when I was saying that about being seen. And so, or not being seen, keeping your eyes on the divine. And so, yeah, that's the general message, is that I feel like Spirit is just acknowledging you and seeing you for what you are doing. And, yeah, I was saying to the other piles, like, this doesn't necessarily feel like a reading where I feel drawn to pull advice. I think this just feels like we see you. You know, we acknowledge you, we see you. I heard you're being watched. And I know that sounds creepy as I say it, but I don't mean it in that. I don't feel it. I don't feel in that way where it's like, you're being watched, you're being judged. I don't feel like that. It's just like, you're being watched. You're being watched. Like, we're taking notes. We notice. It's almost like the, okay. We see you. We see how you're working. That's the energy where it's like, I don't want to promise anything, and I'm not seeing anything in these cards, so please only take this how this resonates. But if you have a feeling that, like, something good might be coming for you, like, because you're doing the good works, you know what I'm saying? Like, that may be the case. Again, I don't want to promise anything. This is just me speaking. I'm tapping into the energy where it's like, okay. Like, we see you. You know how, okay, so I'm just getting the visual of, like, a little kid, maybe 3 or something, and, like, they're going to the grocery store, and then the mom is like, okay, when we get in here, you know, you can pick one toy. I don't want you to touch anything else, and, you know, no crying or pouting or whatever. And so they're in the grocery store, you know, or at Target or whatever, and then the little boy is, like, just talking and, like, oh, mommy, look, I see that, but he's not touching, and, like, engaged and upbeat and stuff, but he's, like, following directions, and the mom's just kind of like, how about that? So the little boy gets to pick the toy like promised, and then gets an extra toy because he was so good, and we're rewarding good behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the energy that I'm feeling, where it's like, I feel like Spirit's like, okay, you're being watched. Like, you're being watched. I see you. Keep your eyes on us. Okay, and then also now I heard, keep your eyes on me. Eyes on me, apply that pressure, which is wow, because I was also getting some I don't know if this, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna say it how it comes through. But I was also getting some messages earlier, like sensuality, sexuality, very sexual energy. So I don't know how that relates to you. Maybe you are a woman. I'm just getting the sense that you're very alluring, very attractive in, like, the you attract, but also attractive, physically attractive. Yeah. So anyways, all right, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm just this is pretty good energy. If you're a feminine, well, you don't have to be, but I think that what I'm getting is that if you're a feminine, I feel like there's a masculine energy that's particularly attracted to you. So that might be a side message that's coming through. And this masculine is like, they may be very tall and strong, if not in their physical body, strong and in their energy. Like, their energy is very strong, it's very powerful, and very, like, protective. But they may be a little is that what? Okay, I heard unrefined, but not in, like, a gross way or anything like that. It's just kind of, it's cute. It's kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's cute. It's endearing. It's endearing. Anyways, all right, pile 3, that is what I have for you. So Spirit sees you. You're being watched, and kudos to you. I super love this energy. It feels good of the 3 piles, and I'm not, you know, picking favorites or anything, but this pile was easier to read, and not as taxing, but you are my favorite pile out of the 3 so far on an energy level, on an energetic level. Thank you so much for joining. If anything resonated, or if you felt seen by this, then please feel free to comment, share, and like the post. Oh my God. I'm going to get a better outro. But until then, peace out, Pile 3. Thanks for joining, and I hope that you come back for another video in the future. Bye. Have a good day.